Okay, the recording is recording. I know I said recording twice. That's just to make sure it is recording. Hello, this is Balaji O, the Procrastinator. I'm here with Joshua Quento of the Funnel Mechanics, and today we are presenting Mr. Kevin Lamb. Kevin is an amazing, amazing entrepreneur and programmer that burst onto the offline scene 4 or 5 years ago, but recently he has taken on the giants in the restaurant online ordering space. Kevin is going to reveal this amazing opportunity to us, and he's going to show us his slingshot that he's used to take down Goliath. He's actually taken on a couple of Goliaths here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. They're actually merging to hold back the likes of Kevin. We'll see if it's gonna work.
Oh
Kevin
yeah.
Kevin Lamb is a dad of two kids, one of whom likes to press every screen in his house, thinking they're touch screens. We really need Kevin to upgrade his TV screens. Um,
Whatever.
but while he might not be 21st century with TV screens, he's 22nd century with restaurant online ordering. So without further ado, let me get out of the way. Let me present to you Mr. Kevin Lamb.
All right. Thank you very much, Balaji, and thanks for everyone for showing up today. I do want to clarify. Actually, I've been on internet marketing since 2001, so it's actually been a while.
Oh,
But the last 4 or 5 years was offline marketing, is what I've
indeed.
been focusing on. And then as for what we're doing now, this is actually within the first year that we've been doing this, and we started opening this up to folks just barely last month. So this is literally virgin territory that no one's really tapped into just yet. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on the roll. All right. It's a $660 billion industry where the customers are yearning and practically begging to buy from you. And the highest known sell with one client is $242,000. That doesn't include a $50,000 or more for website design. And of course, results are definitely not typical. But I'm putting this out front just so you guys understand the amount of value that you can actually get out of this, or the potential that you can reach. And this is actually from someone that's been working with us. All right, that was not my own doing. Unknown to offliners is that we're all aware of so many different offline marketing opportunities out there, but you know, there's website design, SEO, social media, stuff like that, right? There's PPC, videos, mobile sites, and so on. But we never stop to think about what else is out there. You might already be targeting restaurants right now, and if you do, you're probably not doing what I'm about to review to you, which, well, as you kind of mentioned. What you don't realize is that online ordering is a booming service you're missing out on. And as mentioned, it's a $660 billion. This is not a number that I'm making up. This is from restaurant.com. And in fact, Balaji, remind me later, I want to give you the fact sheet that actually shows all these different data that you can use when talking to restaurants and stuff like that. I mean, it is huge.
Mm.
The common problems that we have in the restaurant industry, though, is that there's language barriers creating miscommunication. Order was wrong due to misunderstandings or lack of information on a menu. And during busy hours, restaurants can lose several customers for every one customer served. I mean, just put yourself in the situation. For example, you call a restaurant up, and you're trying to order, right? But every time you call, you get this busy signal. It's like, okay, well, you hang up, pick up the phone, start dialing again, or redial, or whatever, and you wait, and then it's deep, deep, deep. It's a busy signal again. You can't get through, or whatever, right? And then by the third time, if you even go for a third time, you'll try it anyway. And then after that, what happens if you still can't get through? You call another restaurant, right? So
Yep.
that's what you end up doing. And that's what happens with a lot of these busy restaurants. They don't know that there's more orders coming for them if they can handle it. If they can't, okay, that's fine, you know. That's their own business. But a lot of these restaurants are wondering, I wonder why we're not making more money. I wonder why we can't make more sales. Well, you're limiting yourself. Jeez. While their cashier is dealing with customers on the phone, customers in person are standing there waiting, or the other way around. You guys know what I'm talking about. You go there, you order in person sometimes, and they're like, please hold, and they'll pick up the phone. They're answering the person on the phone instead. And they're like, okay, sure. For dine-ins, customers wait a long time to be seated sometimes. Customers taking too long to decide on an order, which means that pushes everything back for everybody else. Food order took longer than anticipated sometimes. They run out of certain ingredients, making some items unavailable, and the customer doesn't even know. If they do catering, they sometimes lose the order tickets or forget about completing the order altogether, or at the last minute they're like, oh crap, we forgot about this, we better do this, you know. And I'm sure you know several more, but what they need is a solution, and that solution is an online ordering system, guys. Now the question is, why online ordering, right? If a restaurant wants an abundance of happy customers, online ordering literally opens the door to that because it's easier. It becomes a simple pick-and-click option when customers have an easier way of getting their food. They'll almost always do it. I mean, if you have the option of something that is easy and easier, which would you prefer? The option that's easier. It's human nature. It becomes faster. It automates the ordering process. With that handled, you have more time to extend the personal touch everywhere else. It becomes frequent. It becomes such a pleasant, overall convenient experience that the customers will say, let's do it again. According to the survey tool, over 47% restaurant customers prefer to order takeout food online. In another survey, 67% of the respondents had already experienced online ordering. I mean, by a show of yes and no, who here has experienced online ordering in terms of regards to restaurants?
Yeah, I know I have. We do pizza every Friday. It's an addiction.
Right, but you know that's the most common thing that people order online, pizza, because these are the largest chains and networks and companies, whatever that's out there. It's mainly pizza. But the thing is, guys, look, a large majority of respondents, about 78%, said they would like small local restaurants in their communities to start accepting online orders. I mean, many of you probably already know restaurants that you buy from all the time or go out and eat all the time, right? And it's like, you know what? If I could order online, I would. Here's why they chose to order online, though. 59% said they liked being able to view the entire menu as they order. I have been ordering from McDonald's probably, I don't know, I want to say like 20 years or something now, okay? But a few months ago, there's this McDonald's close to me, and I would go there, but their intercom wasn't working. I think eventually they just gave up and they didn't want to fix it or something, because now it says, like seriously, they actually changed it, making it seem like as if like they're going to give you one-on-one personal whatever stuff.
That's
now.
creative.
Like, I know, right? I was like, that's some bull crap. Give me a damn intercom I can talk to, because here's what happened. I'm sitting there, and the line's long, right? I'm sitting there for like 15 minutes or so by the time I actually get to the window to tell them what I want to order. But, you know, sometimes you want to try something new, and I'm sitting there like, first of all, I want my number one. Yeah, a Big Mac, I know that. And then I want to try, I could not remember for the life of me what it was that I wanted to get, because I don't have the menu in front of me. And I know we all blank out when we don't have a menu in front of us, unless it's something that we order all the time. But if it's something new, you want to try, even though you just read it, but you're sitting there for 15 minutes and you're ordering for yourself and your family, you forget what it is. 57% said it was easier than talking to a live person, and I totally agree with that. There's no time pressure, no language barriers, no miscommunications. Okay, 53% online ordering reduces mistakes with their orders. I totally agree. 50% said it was faster, and if you think about that, that means that 50% believe that talking on the phone and going in person to order is slower, and I don't see why it's not larger than that. I mean, you would think it would be much higher. So who does online ordering, you might be wondering? Let's see. There's Carrabba's Italian Grill. Most of you probably know that here in the United States. There's Church's Chicken. Some of you might not even know that Church's Chicken does online ordering. Jack in the Box. I mean, a lot of these places are like drive-thrus. Even Subway, they do online ordering. Pizza Hut, you already know that. Sonic. Like, who would think Sonic would do online ordering? Like, really?
Didn't know.
Yeah, I know, right? Until I did the research, I was like, what? Sonic? Online ordering? You guys now have a drive-thru? You have a drive-in? Like, what else is there? And then there's Taco Bell, of course, and Wingstop, KFC. Wingstop, by the way, guys, their online ordering sucks. A lot of these online ordering programs that they have at all of these locations suck. If you ever want to try, go to wingstop.com and then try to order online. You can't really. You can order if you download their app, but you can't find their app from the website. Just so you know.
Nice.
There's KFC, Boston Market, Outback Steakhouse. You know, some of the really big brand names out there.
What's Sonic?
Sonic? It's a fast food chain.
All right,
I don't know how to explain it. They do chicken and hot dogs and slush.
All right, that
like
kind of stuff. All right,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's an American classic.
Yeah, my boy loves Sonic. The characters.
Don't remember what Sonic is.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic, yeah. You got it. Because they always say it's Sonic Hedgehog. Yeah. You know, half of the time you're speaking to me, right? Half of the time you're speaking to me about Sonic, I'm like, everything is Sonic. And I say Supersonic this morning. This morning when I was talking to you, say, yeah, that is Supersonic Hedgehog. Nah, you just reminded me. Sorry to just call you off. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. All right, so consider the following here. Pizza Hut and Microsoft's Xbox 360 have teamed up to do online ordering. Let that sink in for a moment. That is a huge deal. That is telling you online ordering is becoming so huge that they have to put this in a freaking game console. That's it's ridiculous, you know. So the guys sitting there playing games, hey, who's hungry? Yeah, I am. All right, let's order pizza.
Wow.
And they don't have to leave their game. They just order right there on the console.
Wow.
1,800 McDonald's locations do online ordering now, and delivers in 19 countries since 2005. 70 Burger King locations in 9 states are doing online ordering and delivery since 2011. They're picking up the pace soon. Not only small restaurants are doing it, but if super fast food chains are doing it too, consider how many other chains will pick up while they're still wondering if online ordering is a good idea or not. And by the way, I'll just throw this out there. Seamless, the Seamless CEO, they were saying that they're going to be processing over $1 billion in online ordering transactions. But I found out that was actually not accurate. They're actually based on them merging between Seamless and Grubhub. It's between the two companies together that they are going to be processing that much. So I was like, ha, you liar. Anyway, by the way, the office niche is huge. The average takeout order for office lunch is $134. $134 obviously doesn't sound like much, but you have to keep in mind that the profit margin for restaurants are between 8% to 35%. Okay, that's the profit range depending on what type of restaurant they have, whether it's a fast food or a dine-in of, I don't know, there's a lot of different types. Anyway, so the bottom line is we need to dive into this niche. Now, again, I mentioned this. We started this literally last month when we start opening up to bring people in to help us out with this, and then we're closing it down next month. I'm just going from group to group. I'm going with Balaji and Joshua's group. You know, I'm working with you guys, and then after that, we close down with you, and then I open with another group. So if you guys are in this list only, then yeah, this is your only opportunity to get in with us. And then if you're in some other list, maybe you have a chance. But basically, we're going to close this down forever and ever, like ever. We can offer them an online ordering service. One alternative is that you become an affiliate, okay? I'm not recommending that because we're offliners. We have standards. We don't want change for all of our hard work, right? I mean, that's why we started offline marketing. We have our own little firm. Forget about trying to develop the program yourself. You're looking at probably spending roughly at least $200,000 to build this program, at least well enough to compete against with the multi-million and multi-billion-dollar companies, because what we're going against is not just against Seamless or Grubhub or whatever. We're looking at other online ordering programs in other countries as well. In Europe, for example, there's Hungry House and there's Just Eat. Yeah, so there's a lot of them out there, but you guys just pay attention. It's going to be huge. And there are companies out there that will charge $4,000 and $10,000 a year for you to white label the program. But I don't recommend for you to white label the program because you're going to be doing this on your own. And that is actually what I don't want for you, okay? You're going to end up fighting against all these multi-billion-dollar and multi-million-dollar companies. And for you to stand out, you're expending a lot of money beyond that cost for white labeling every year. Oh, I just mentioned that. Okay, so instead of all that, would you like to start offering an online ordering service that is better than the rest, more affordable, and puts at least $1,500 in your pocket per client? And I say at least $1,500 because that's initially when we were like presenting this whole idea to everybody, this was actually based on a discount. When we start selling this, you guys will actually be selling it at around $3,500, and I'll explain more of that in a moment here. Now, our solution is called Splashmenu. You can quickly and easily create your own custom restaurant menu and sell your food online. This actually is directed towards the restaurant owner. They can design their whole menu and create their website or whatever they need to, right? But they put the menu in there, they can sell it on their website, and they can actually sell it on Facebook as well. So it integrates directly with Facebook. The only downside to this right now is that their website needs to have a SSL, and that's a requirement by Facebook. That is not us, that's Facebook. When you are connecting like an app or something like that with Facebook, it has to have a secure certificate, okay? Every transaction that is processed through our program has a 0% transaction fee. Basically, all they have to do is cover their merchant fees. For example, if they have a merchant account or if they have PayPal and it integrates with our online ordering system, it only charges, you know, if they use PayPal or merchant or their merchant account, like credit card processing, right? But we charge nothing on that on every single transaction. It's zero, okay? So that's a nice thing about that already. So here's a quick feature overview. When items are added, like if they click on add to order, it'll add to the right side or left side depending on how their website is designed. The main thing is you have a content area and then a sidebar where a widget is available, because we create a widget in there within our program. You can just drag the widget over into the sidebar, and so every time an order is added, it'll add to the side. Okay, and then as customers can check out, they can review what they're paying for. If they want to use their credit card, they can. This again is with PayPal. That's the main one that we have right now with our existing program that's available for restaurants to order from us. They can review the existing orders and see what items has been sold and to who. They can manage and monitor their online sales. And then we have 16 different currencies available right now that different restaurants can use. So there's Canadian, Danish even, Euro, Japanese, US dollars obviously. All that's there. Coming soon, once we are getting further into our development, we're actually going to release a program where it'll actually automatically translate everything that we have in there into the language that they've already set with their WordPress. So if their WordPress is set to like Japanese, it will automatically translate everything into Japanese for them as well.
Wow.
So with this right here, what we're trying to explain is that it'll let the customers and fans order directly from Facebook and help promote the restaurant's business. And once an order is placed, it'll post on the customer's wall, letting his or her friends know what was ordered. We call that auto marketing. One of the other features we have is giving the restaurants the ability to decide exactly where they want to deliver. So if like they want to wrap around a lake or something, or they want to make it in the shape of a star just to be funny, I don't know. They could make an octagon or any shape they want, really. It could be the shape of a spaceship for all I know. But they could do that, and they could determine whoever's within that zone is where they'll deliver. Okay. And let's go ahead and see this in action on the demo site and on Facebook. If I can get to it. Yep. All right, so here's the demo, just so people can see the different features that we have and stuff. And then we'll go to menu demo. From here, we can see the item image. And if I click on the image, it'll enlarge. And if I want to add the order, I can do that. It'll add to the side there. Very easily, very quickly, it updates right away. I can also go to like another menu where there's dessert. I can make additional menus. All right, and then if we go to Facebook here, we go to order your food online, I guess. We go to Facebook, and then we have these different items. This is actually from a different site. So the menu you see here is different from what you'll see here. Okay, so anyway, so we'll add this to order, add this to order. It's 1 cent. Woohoo! Dip for only 1 cent. That'd be awesome. Some of you might probably recognize this is actually from Applebee's.
Ah,
kind of used
okay.
the images from Applebee's. We're still waiting for Applebee's to actually respond to us. I think they started trying to do some sort of online ordering, but it's very, very few locations, and their mobile site sucks bad.
Wow.
Really, really bad. Like it
That's something
crashes.
that's something I just noticed on this. You don't have to even log into Facebook.
Right,
Yeah.
you don't have to log into Facebook, correct.
Wow.
Entrees, so we can have different menus on here as well. And then new menu test, there's additional menu items. So, hey, I want some breakfast,
awesome.
you know. So it's all there. You can edit the cart and check out and whatever, and then you're done, okay. Very simple to use. You can have specific menus just for Facebook, or you can have exact same menus from your website and Facebook. Okay, you have full control of that. Let's go ahead and log in there and take a look at this. Yeah, you guys are seeing this for the first time too, right?
This is pretty
At least
darn
the back
cool.
end.
The
I've been
back
showing
end,
you guys
yeah.
the back end stuff. All right, so here we have the quick codes. All they have to do is literally drag that code and put it into a post or a page anywhere, and it generates everything else. For example, I'll go open the tab again, and I'll go to menu demo. It even says here, you know, everything on this page is generated by just this quick code, including this message. So everything here is the quick code, except for this Facebook button or a banner. I added that down there manually. So anyway, let's go ahead and go edit it. So edit menu, And the very first item you'll see is the strawberry pancake, right? Here we go, strawberry pancake, and then we have the salmon benedict and then banana pancake. And what I could do is actually drag the items around and move it wherever I want. So it's pretty easy to use. If I wanted to edit the item, I can change the name, give it some sort of icon to indicate something about it, whether it's a popular item or healthy or spicy. You can deactivate it by checking that box or unchecking it, technically speaking. And then you can change out the image if you need to. You could choose the image by going into the library or uploading new files. So this is based on your actual library. The price, the short description, there's a long description as well. So when you click on the link for, when you click on the link for it, it'll actually give you a longer description on it. I'm going to cancel that because I'm not editing the actual individual item. But you can see that I moved the banana pancake up front, and then the salmon benedict is second. So I'm going to scroll down here, click Save Menu, and then I come back here, I refresh the page, and then there you see that it's actually already moved. Okay, the salmon benedict stayed over there. So there you go. You can have different categories within a menu as well. I'll go back and show that. I didn't quite show it. So you have this menu, but then you have the category for breakfast, category for lunch, category for dinner and brunch. You know, it just depends on whether you're going to have these active or not to show. Again, you have multiple menus you can create and put it anywhere you want. And then there's the Facebook integration. Again, I was explaining earlier that this is based on a different menu. This is from a different site. These are from our main site that we did the demo. But here you can see where you can actually control the actual menu itself. If you want it to show on Facebook, then it'll be over here. You can click on that. It moves it over there, obviously. So you can just keep moving things around wherever you want it. So if you want all of them back over there, then you would. Okay? Very simple. And then we have the online ordering page here. You can see the different sales, the orders, PayPal settings. I'm not going to click on that because I believe I have put some stuff in there that I'm not supposed to show. And then there's the different settings. You have this to enable online ordering or disable it. So maybe for some reason you want to stop the online ordering. Okay. There are sales tax you can control in here, delivery charge as well, and then here's where you change your currency. Okay, and currently there's a store locations, but actually right now we're going to be limited to one location for these restaurants. So don't get too excited on multiple locations because we're going to be charging them for each additional location that they try to add on. That's where you make a lot more extra money. This isn't just for us, it's actually mainly for you guys. And then there's other settings in here. All right, let's go ahead and get back to where we were. And we did the admin panel. So was that easy enough to use and understand? And I guess I can only hear from Joshua and Balaji right now.
And what do you guys think? Was that a pretty simple process? I love that ordering from Facebook and the drag and drop. That was amazing.
It gets better. That's just the current version. We're coming out with a new one in about 2 weeks.
What you got there? The touch screen?
Well, technically. Anyway, after seeing that, let me show you something intriguing. Anyone here heard of Kroger? I'll have to wait for an answer from you.
Yep. That's one of the places we buy groceries from regularly.
Yeah, we do too.
Yep.
Kroger isn't everywhere, but it is the #1 grocery store in America with over 3,500 locations, and that's based on from 2011, I think. So I'm sure there's like close to 4,000 for all I know. I don't know what the exact number is. It's the 4th largest general retailer in the world. Over 100 locations offer sushi bars for ordering. And some of you might be wondering, well, they're a grocery store. Why are we talking about that? Because we're talking about restaurants, right? Well, here's why. Over 100 locations of them offer these sushi bars. And to be honest with you, I was in the Navy. I was stationed in Japan for 3 years. I did not try a single bite of sushi. You know why? Because prior to joining the military, I was in Canada for a little while. I was in Vancouver, and I tried out some sushi there. A friend, kept asking me, hey, go ahead and try this. I was like, all right, fine, I'll eat it. And I ate it. I was like, oh, my God, this is disgusting. I would never try this again, blah, 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 blah. It was like a California roll or something. No, nothing like crazy, but I didn't like it. I guess the seaweed or something. Anyway, so for 3 years I didn't try it, and then well, technically for I want to say like 8 years altogether, I didn't try sushi ever again. And then my wife said, hey, just try this. I just bought this from Kroger. Just give this a shot and let me know what you think. And I tried it with the ugliest look on my face possible. Closed my eyes. I put it in my mouth. I was like, oh, crap, this is pretty damn good. I was like totally shocked. I was like, oh, whoa, this is really good. And since I was doing this Splashmenu program at the time, this was like back in March or so, and then I started wondering about it, and I started doing some research and looking. Anyway, I'll get to that in just a moment here. Anyway, so yet there is no website about this service nor where it's available to their customers. And again, I've continued doing some research, and I found out, like, well, the domain krogersushi.com was available. I was like, whoa, okay. So I registered the domain because Kroger itself, their own website, don't actually mention their sushi services, by the way. I don't know if anybody else has even tried the Kroger sushi yet. If you guys are here in the States, I don't know. It's not everywhere, but it's at least 100 locations so far. We threw up a temporary website April 9th, okay? And then April 10th, we started receiving traffic. And I forgot to update the number on this, so this is actually wrong. It says 1,200. It says currently it's 1,200. It's actually not. It's 1,855. That was as of earlier this week. I did a screenshot of how many visitors that we're getting. This is with absolutely no marketing, no advertising, no optimization of any kind, really, technically speaking. All I did was actually throw up the site, threw in the content. So if you count that as optimization, fine. But all I did was just added content. And you can see here most of the traffic is coming from search engine, where ranked #1 for Kroger Sushi. If you want to jump on to a Google or whatever, do a search for Kroger Sushi, we're #1. Multiple positions, actually. Again, no marketing, okay? All of this is actually based on existing traffic or existing customers or potential customers from Kroger that want to know more about or even order from Kroger for their sushi services. And so here we are, we're getting all this traffic, and Kroger didn't even know about it until we told them about it. They're like, oh my God, okay. So yes, right now we're talking to Kroger about it, so don't worry and ask me about copyright infringement, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. I've been talking with them. They're really excited about it, but it's a matter of going back and forth. I mean, it's a huge corporation, you know what I mean? And I had to spell it out why this online ordering thing is so important to their company, not as just a grocery store, but as a service provider, for customers that are really happy to go there, because, this brings people there for different reasons. It's like, hey, I'm going grocery shopping this day. I might as well pick up some sushi. Or, hey, I'm picking up sushi this day. I might as well pick up some groceries. It goes both ways. So they're like, yeah, that makes sense, blah, blah, blah. So, we're still working it out. Still. This is, I started talking to them about, I want to say about 2.5 months ago. And we're just going back and forth still. Now, the reason this is intriguing is because even a large corporation like that is missing out on a huge opportunity. But they haven't missed the opportunity entirely yet. I mean, that's why they're still talking to me. They just didn't notice it before we picked it, pointed it out to them, okay? So you've seen the huge list of chains and restaurants that are already doing online ordering. It's not too late for these small restaurants. If they already have a website, just add our online ordering program to it. And if they don't have a website, sell them one, right? Now, version 2.0 is coming soon in the latest edition here. All right, 2.0 literally is in the next 2 weeks that we're coming out with. So some of the new features that we're coming out with, it's going to be amazing. Okay, so I'll go ahead and talk about it because it is coming. The menu settings and customer data is safely stored on our cloud server and is never lost. Okay, we're going to keep it on the cloud servers, back it up every single minute, so everything's there in case anything crashes. Now, regardless of whether they have a WordPress or static HTML website, they can still integrate with our program seamlessly. All right, currently right now, if they have a WordPress site, then we give them a plugin, they can integrate it, and you saw how it worked with the demo and stuff I showed you guys. It's very easy to use. Excuse me, just ate. Okay, so even if they have an HTML website only, when we release our version 2.0, there's a kit that we'll have available. We'll call it a kit, but I don't know what you'll call it. Something, but it's a kit that they can put into their site, and it'll allow them to integrate with our program to where it'll show the menu and all that stuff on their regular HTML site. Okay, what I recommend, if they have an HTML site and for some ridiculous reason they don't want to upgrade their site, I highly recommend that they actually just create a subdomain, install a WordPress site, using a simple theme or something, or you sell them another website, I don't care. That's up to you. And then put our menu system in there instead, because it just makes more sense that way. When they use our WordPress plugin, it will actually be updated automatically for them. So once we have our version 2.0 released, there might be one more update on the plugin itself like maybe a month or two from now. But after that, we literally will not have to update the plugin itself ever again, because all the system that we have is actually in the cloud. So when we make changes to our program, it actually updates every single website automatically, pretty much immediately. Okay. Now the menu is completely mobile friendly and adapts to any mobile device automatically. I was going to show you guys my beta site where it shows the layout and all that, but honestly I kind of screwed it up earlier today. I made the images go away because I thought I was smart. And then I made some changes, but here I'll just go ahead and show you anyway, just kind of get the idea of it. And then maybe once I have it fixed later today, you guys can check it out and all that and have fun with it. But this is beta.splashmenu.com, and you can see that it's based on Applebee's. We just call it Happy Bees instead. You go to the menu, and again, the images are missing, but you can change it to different columns, like 2 columns, 3 columns. And there's other things that you'll be able to lay out with later on. And again, I apologize. I messed this up prior to this webinar. But like here, we have the full width instead, so you can just imagine that the thumbnails would be here, just like in the other demo that I showed you guys. What I can show here as well, if you guys want to test it later on, if you whip out your phone, if you have like a QR code scanner, go ahead and do that. I'll give you like 3 seconds. It doesn't take long to get your QR code scanner if you have your cell phone. If you don't worry about it. This is just so you can access this again even after the webinar is over with. So if you just scan that or enter it directly into your browser on your phone, it would be beta.splashmenu.com. What it's supposed to look like for example on a iPad, it's supposed to look like this. It's supposed to have the images in place. Unfortunately, again, I messed it up. Okay, but the whole idea behind this is that our program will actually be mobile friendly as long as the website is mobile friendly. For example, if you have a website that is not mobile friendly, well, our program isn't going to be mobile friendly when the website itself doesn't change, right? So that's our main thing. If a website is mobile friendly, so is ours. But if theirs is not, obviously ours can't be. Hope that makes sense.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, think of it as water. I mean, you put it into a glass, it'll fit into a glass. You put it into a box, it'll fit into a box. It might come out of the box if it's, made of paper, cardboard, but whatever. You get the idea. So once their site is integrated with our program, and if their site goes down, their customers can still order through their Facebook. How often, has that happened with some of these restaurant websites? Their Facebook go down, and it's like, oh, we can't make any more online orders. Well, don't worry about it. Tell them to go to your Facebook.
Sweet.
And even if our cloud server goes down for some ridiculous reason, customers can still order directly from their website because all of their menu and data are stored in both places. We actually have a cache built into their server, like the restaurant's hosting server, so that when customers come and order, all that information is still stored there, and orders can still continue as normal until our server is back up and running again, and then we'll just merge the data. Not easy. Okay, it's taken us a long time to do this type of stuff. The stock quantity inventory management feature to indicate what items are low and requires attention. This is one of the high priorities that we want to put into our version 2.0. And then there's customers will have the ability to customize each menu item. We call it itemization. Some people might call it like modifiers. For example, being able to select different toppings for a pizza or building their own sandwiches and burger, We can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I think it was Papa John's. They had this pizza builder where you could click on a certain topic and it'll build the pizza right there on the spot, showing you what it looks like. We could do that too. Do we want to right now? Probably not. There's something out there called dining networks. We kind of briefly touched over that earlier. Dining networks are basically a directory, if you will. It's a directory of restaurants that customers can go to and just easily go through and pick different restaurants they can order from, right? Only one restaurant at a time. Anyway, then there's something called restaurant websites, meaning that they can sell food from their website only, okay? And then there's something called online reservations. The biggest one right now is OpenTable. You guys probably heard about OpenTable actually partnering with Facebook. So Facebook has open table directly on Facebook, so people can book appointments. Oh, not appointments, I'm sorry. Book reservations from Facebook as well. That's cool and dandy. We don't need that. In fact, we're actually going to shut them all down because here's the thing, guys. Look where this intersects. Okay, dining network, restaurant website, and online reservations. Bam, this is where our program is at. Okay, we want to be smack dab in the middle because we want a piece of everything. Some of these dining networks, they think, oh, you know, they're badass. They're going to be above and beyond everybody else. And as I mentioned, you know, Seamless and Grubhub, these two are the largest online ordering companies in the United States. I don't know about the world, but I know in the United States, these two are the largest. And being the largest is actually a bad thing right now with them. I was actually happy as hell to find out that they were merging. They actually signed a contract back in May. I believe they completed their merge back in maybe just a couple of months ago or so. And then now the Attorney General in New York, they're actually putting out some policies to actually put a stop to some of the things that they're doing. In fact, I'll show you guys something here. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah. If you could share this, or maybe I can try to share this. Let's see. Can I send this to everybody? I'll send this to you guys first, Balaji and Joshua. This is the link if you want to share that with everybody. They could save this page for later and look. The title for this is Seamless and the Online Takeout Trend Are Making Restaurants Queasy. The reason they're making these restaurants queasy is because now with them merging, they're being like, you know, like a monopoly almost, because that's what they're thinking. And they're thinking these guys are the largest, and now they merge. It's like, oh my God, how can anybody go up against them? And I was happy because that to me was a bad decision on their part, because that means now they have to charge restaurants even more because they're creating more competition for the restaurants, right? Now listen closely. These guys charge anywhere between 10% to 20% for every transaction. Remember, these restaurants earn a profit margin of 8% to 35% only. So if they're profiting only 8% and they're giving away 10% or more, where's their profit? The sad thing is some of these restaurants, they fall into the trap and they're thinking, you know, okay, I'll get this contract, I'll sign the contract for like a 12-month program, and, you know, yeah, I'm paying a little extra out right now, but I'll get that customer back when they come back and order from me. But here's the thing. When they go to their website and try to order, guess what? It takes them right back to Seamless or Grubhub again. So what does that mean? The restaurant has to pay that 10 to 20% transaction fee. Okay, and on this article here, you can actually see, you know, different aspects of things. And one restaurant in particular, they were being charged 14% commission. All right, for every transaction, it was 14%, and they were holding off from that restaurant $20,000 for 40 days. So that dining network, Seamless, for example, is holding their money for 40 days, and then take another 5 to 7 days to actually release that money. I can imagine any restaurant leaving that much money on the side and not be able to use that towards what they need. You know, that is ridiculous. I can't go by what they do. You know, and for us to beat these guys like Seamless and Grubhub and all that, for us to beat them, we can't copy and do exactly as them. There's no way. There's no way for us to catch up. You know, and that's why we have to do something very, very drastically different that is beyond what they ever even thought of. And by the time they think of it, we've already actually knocked down their legs and beat them in the head. Okay? So what else? What else is coming to what we're doing, right? To ensure our lead in this industry, and before we even announce it to the world, here's a few more things that we're currently developing, and please keep this among ourselves. I don't want our competition knowing about it. I want them to be taken by surprise. I mean, I literally want the ground to crumble below them before they realize what just happened, okay? When customers post feedback on their website, it can be automatically updated on review sites like Yelp, Google Review, and Yahoo Local Reviews to generate more business for the restaurant. You know, this is actually something that we've been researching. We know that we can actually do this. Everything that we put out here in terms of what else is coming are things that we've researched and we made sure that we can do it, not things like, oh, yeah, that sounds good. If only we could do it. That's a bad recipe to actually ruin your company if you're going to base it off of like that. You got to do research. Now, one of the things that we did, well, we've finished researching that we can actually give coupons and loyalty programs to help drive sales with existing and new customers that integrates with social media, SMS, QR codes, and so on. Okay. we're going to have a suggestive upselling system. So during peak hours, because during peak hours, employees are often too rushed to upsell menu items like on the phone or in person. So our system actually consistently suggests high margin items at the time of checkout, generating even more sales for the restaurant. I mean, these upsells, I'll show you. You'll see it. It's pretty freaking cool. A custom QR code image link will be in every order confirmation email and have the option to integrate with QR code scanners to speed up checkout process. Let me explain this for a moment. Currently, when orders are made online, the restaurant receives an email notification. That is just with the current edition. Okay. What we're coming out with is something called a voice order notification. We call it the VON. Okay. The VON would actually call up the restaurant and say, hey, my name is Vaughn. You just received an order from so-and-so name. He ordered number 1, blah, 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 whatever the items are and stuff, gives the total, and explain that whether the item has been paid for already or not, or if they need to actually accept the payment from that customer. You know, this is an option there just in case the restaurants want to still receive calls for some odd reason. Another option that they'll have in there is actually when an order is made, it will just call them, hey, you got an order, thanks, bye. That'll be it. It just depends on how they want to do it. But a lot of restaurants, they don't want to do fax anymore, and I believe that's how Seamless and Grubhub has been doing it. When orders are ordered, or when orders are made through Seamless and Grubhub, it'll send a fax to the restaurants, and then the Seamless and Grubhub, like, I don't know what they would call them, maybe like online ordering technicians or something, I don't know, but they would call these restaurants to confirm that they actually made the order or they received the order. I was like, holy crap, what about a slow process of things. But anyway, that's their own thing. Let them do it, you know. And then we're going to introduce something called a proximity notification system. I call it the PNS. Try not to say that 3 times faster than what it is, then you'll end up saying something else. Anyway, where it notifies the restaurant when a customer is just 30 to 50 feet away. Okay, this is technology that exists today, but no one has actually applied it towards what we're trying to do, you know, because with proximity notification system, with this, it allows us to order online, and then we'll come up to the restaurant, right, and then the restaurant would already know, hey, Kevin is on his way, he's already here, you know, let's go ahead and bring his food out, you know, and we know who it is every single time. Or the other way around, if a delivery guy is coming, how many people here have actually like ordered pizza, for example, right, order food online, and then you have something come up, or you got to do something, or you're wondering what's taking them so long, or are they really going to be here at 3:38 or whatever p.m. that it says on the website, right? Because it estimates what time they're going to be there sometimes, depending on which site you're ordering from. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you're jumping up and down, looking out the windows, like, hey, are they there? Are they there? And I've done that because sometimes my son is asleep or something, and it's like I don't want them to ring the doorbell, so I'm like constantly checking, and it wastes a lot of time. Well, with this proximity notification system, what it will do, it'll notify you on your phone and let you know that, hey, delivery driver is between 30 to 50 feet away. It's like, wow. Oh, okay, now they're close by, rather than you're jumping up the whole time waiting like 5 minutes, because 30 to 50 feet can be covered, you know, obviously in less than 5 minutes, but 5 minutes feels like a long-ass time. That's just the gist of the whole idea. There's a lot more to this, but I can't go into full detail because there's a lot of things I have to do. I actually have to patent part of this process. Even though I'm explaining this to you guys, there's more to it, okay? But, yeah, I'm going to end up patenting this whole process. And I don't see anybody say anything, obviously, because I can't see the chat, but I bet somebody's going to say, oh, what about, oh, you know, the PNS already exists. Somebody's already patented that. It's like, well, yeah, there's other PNS type of patents. This is, you know, like a ordering restaurant ordering proximity notification system, because I know there's a VPNS, which is a vehicle proximity notification system for a car. I believe it's for a Prius. Anyway, moving on. Order confirmations can be received via email, voice notification, like I mentioned, that's coming, and then we're going to do eventually text messages and fax. Faxes are our least likely thing that we're going to do. It's only like, oh my God, maybe like 100 restaurants finally ask for it, then we'll do it. Mm-hmm. But it's not our priority. Even text messages aren't really our priority, you know, because we're going to be doing the SMS ordering. I know that there's a lot of users that have smartphones and they can access the internet from their phone, but there's also still millions of people that have regular phones that just have text messaging only. They don't do online ordering. They can't get on our website. So what's the next best thing? Give them the opportunity to actually text it in to order their food. So that's coming too. So that's not all. This fall, the restaurants will also be included in our restaurant dining and reservation network, so they can actually gain additional business without putting any additional marketing efforts on their part.
Nice.
Okay, and with our dining network, what we charge is well below what the industry standard is, because the industry standard, I would say industry standard, because that's the lowest I've ever found, which is 8% transaction fees. Okay, that's the lowest I've ever found in a dining network. If you guys really want to look it up, it's Zuppler. A lot of folks have told me, don't mention competition, don't mention blah, blah, blah. I'm not scared of competition. Well, what I'm scared of is really just actually not doing it, I guess. Not waking up in the morning and getting this going is what I'm afraid of.
Right.
Because I'm not afraid of the competition. I'm not afraid to have millions and billions of dollars ready to go, because the strategy that I have in place, guys, all of this involves you. Having each and every single one of you involved with what we're doing right now. And this is just so huge. I'll even go ahead and mention this. It's so huge that I have the attention of a merchant company that processes over $80 billion a year. That is not me saying it wrong. That's not me pulling BS numbers out. They process over $80 billion a year, okay, in credit card transactions and checks and stuff. What's funny is actually my bank is Wells Fargo, and I was talking to one of the tellers there or whatever, and I don't know, the conversation somehow came up about it. And then I mentioned who that merchant company was, and they're like, hey, they process our checks. I was like, oh, crap, really? Wells Fargo? I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So I was really shocked about that, but they're so interested in what we're doing right now. I mean, they want to partner with us, but they're hanging back. They're just watching us. We've already had two meetings, and we're going to meet again in about, well, end of October probably we'll meet again. But this is such a huge deal because, guys, I want you guys to be involved because right now, I'll just be up front. I'll be blunt about it. I'm offering a mastermind program. So, yes, there will be an opportunity to join me in doing what I'm doing here. And beyond that, I'm going to actually offer a pro program. The pro program is where, this is where it gets exciting. Okay, the merchant company, once we partner together, they actually have 1 out of 7 restaurants in the United States as their client. 1 out of 7. And if you look at the numbers, they have approximately 142,000 restaurants under their belt right now. And you know what they're going to do? With my pro members, they're going to actually allow me to actually have their own sales rep team book the appointments and then have my pro team go in and present to them to close the deals. It's like, holy crap, talk about riding on the shoulders of a huge-ass gorilla, right? Forget 800 pounds. That's like an 8,000-pound gorilla giving us all the money. He's like, dang, I'll take it, you know? So this is a really exciting time to get everybody involved. You know, I hope I haven't lost anybody yet. But, okay, let's get back to what I was trying to say at hand here. So additional features and strategies are in place, but they will be kept private until it is time to review. Again, the reason for this, I can't tell everything, is because I don't want you guys to get too excited and go out there and just blab it and tell everybody about it, and then it somehow gets back to these competition. I don't want them to know about it yet, guys. This seriously has to be a secret because once we have this in place, they can't compete against us. Because think about it. These companies, they're basing their money on high percentage of transactions, okay? For example, with Seamless or Grubhub. I'll use Grubhub because the CEO, well, one of the owners, he's not the CEO, he's like a COO. He's one of the owners, and he actually said in the video that one of their factors in ranking restaurants in their directory is based on how much they're paying out in terms of transactions. So whoever pays more in transaction is the person that actually gets ranked higher in their positioning. That was huge. I was like, oh my God, you know, because they're making fun of Yellow Pages, but right now they're currently following the same path as Yellow Pages. So with them merging, again, they are going to be charging restaurants even more because they have to compete against each other. With our system, they don't compete, okay? It's just wherever they are, it's whatever the customers want. If you actually look at their ratings, the rating system, it's based on a curve too, and you don't know that until you actually search for that information, by the way. Like if you go to Seamless and try to get the information, do you guys want me to stray from the presentation real quick and show you guys, or do you want me to just go ahead and press on?
Yeah, we could take a look.
You want to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you guys want to see this? I think this will be cool.
If I get a bunch of no's, then I'll stop.
Who wants to see
But
how
yeah,
Seamless works? Yeah, go ahead. Go
okay,
ahead,
so here's
Kevin.
Seamless. Here's the dining network. You see this, and you enter your address. You know, I'll enter your address sometimes, and it just does not find because they're not everywhere yet. They're actually just very specific locations. They have
I noticed
Boston,
that.
Los Angeles, whatever. I'll use Los Angeles real quick. Okay, and then I don't know. Just pick one. I'll just go to this one. Asakuma Sushi. And then we have the ratings. Oh, this only has one review though. Okay, but here, actually, this proves my point exactly. Wow, this is perfect. Okay, I love it. This is perfect. It says the rating here is 3 stars, right? It's a 3-star rating restaurant. You click on one review as a 1 star. 1 star, okay? Now, if you click on see all reviews, and then you click on view details, this is where it explains to you that it's based on a curve, meaning that in a specific area, if a restaurant has a 3-star, and like it's the highest rating restaurant, and everybody else is a 1-star, guess what happens to the 1-star restaurant? They become a 3-star restaurant. The
No
3-star
way.
restaurant with realistic rating actually becomes a 5-star restaurant. That happens with Seamless. That happens with Grubhub. That happens with eat24hours.com. That happens with a lot of dining networks. They have fake reviews. And guess what? I actually just heard on the news with Yelp. Who here has heard of Yelp? I sure hope everybody has heard of
Of
Yelp
course,
if
we
you've
all
been doing
have.
offline marketing.
We all have. We're all on there every day.
Yeah. I actually found out that Yelp is getting sued by an attorney now because they have
Whoa.
fake reviews on there.
Wow.
If I can remember off the top of my head correctly, do you know what their CPM is that they charge?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
It's about $600 per CPM that these restaurants are having to pay. $600. I believe that's higher than the Super Bowl ads.
That is stunning.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, these guys charge an arm and a leg, you know? And now Yelp is they're partnering with a lot of dining networks, and they're trying to give this whole portrayal of like, hey, you know, come to Yelp, you know, you find all these different restaurants, and you know, you're reading reviews, you're posting your reviews. While you're here, go ahead and order from that restaurant too. Great, blah blah blah. But these restaurants, they're suffering. Not only they're paying Yelp to have some of their stuff listed higher, but they're also paying the dining networks another 10 to 20% transaction fees. They're dying. That's why this article is talking about how restaurants are feeling queasy about the online takeout trend and Seamless, you know? It's scary. One of the other things I want to point out, guys, with our system, and I keep saying that we have to do things differently, is this. What we're trying to do is build a brand that really stands out, that unites the restaurants, that help build more revenue for the restaurants and more revenue for ourselves, okay? That's the only way we're going to make our economy grow locally and nationally and globally, okay, is to actually help them work together rather than taking out all that money from these restaurants. So what's going to happen when we take all this money out from the restaurants? They close down, right? Now they actually lose more jobs. There's more people unemployed. I know this is kind of off topic, goes on and on. But anyway, one of the things I want to talk about here is that with our system, once we introduce version 2.0 and we have the registration system for users, is that when customers register at one website, let's say, for example, Balaji, you own a restaurant. Joshua, you own another one, okay? If I'm a customer and I come register at either one of your websites, I'm actually a user on both of your websites. Not only that, I'm actually a user already available to use at our Splash Dining Network, our dining network, okay? So, or if they register at the dining network, guess what? They can go to any of your websites, log in, all the information is stored there, and then check out. So that saves a lot of time for these people, okay?
Very cool.
So ground floor opportunity, guys. We're a U.S. company headquartered in Arlington, Texas, yet we're approved by the Singapore government to subsidize qualified restaurants in Singapore. It's actually not just restaurants. We actually sell it to other types of industries. One in particular, he does office space rentals. He does, I don't know, but he actually qualified for it. It's like, whatever, as long as you can get it. We have been approved for up to $60,000 a year for 2 consecutive years, a total of $120,000 from the Singapore government, okay? We've also been approved by another product and working on it, adding 2 more. But actually, that one out of 2 more, I'm actually going to take off because that's actually with another partner, and I don't think it's going to work out. He has his own agenda, and I have my own, so it's like, no, I'm good. In total, we should be getting about $480,000. Obviously, we're going to have to take off $120,000 off of that, make it $360 from the Singapore government. And that doesn't even include the projects we're working with them on. This isn't to brag like, oh, I did all this. It's actually just showing you that, hey, we're not just locally here in Texas. You know, we're going to be doing this all nationwide and globally, okay? We currently charge restaurants $19, $49, and $99 a month, depending on the level they need. And all orders have 0 transaction fees. You can be part of our team and offer them a significant discount or special treatment. And, you know, I was telling folks about this, but then when I had more people join with me, they actually helped me clarify some of these different things. Because, again, I started this just barely last month, opening up to folks, okay? So it is a work in progress. I have to keep improving things and making it better for everybody that's involved. And with their help, what we're doing actually is having a standardized pricing structure. So I'm going to show you the pricing structure. This is actually part of our training. We're doing training every single Monday now. Okay. But what we're doing is the pricing structure. We're offering currently 1, 2, and 3 years, meaning like you can offer them a yearly subscription, and then you can offer up to a 15% discount. We don't want you to go over that. We have to standardize this, meaning that we all offer very similar pricing, but we all have our own way of negotiating, you know, to give them as much as 15% discount only. Or if you offer them a 2-year subscription contract where they pay for 2 years up front, but you could give them a 20% discount, and that's the max. We don't want to go over that because, you know, when I bring you guys in, I don't want somebody to go in here and you sell it for like, say, $3,500, and then somebody else goes and sell it for like $1,000. It's like, whoa. You know, and when that restaurant finds out, they're going to be pretty upset. You know, we're going to have some really heated conversations between you guys. Or somebody else all of a sudden charge $7,000. Yeah, it's worth it, but do we want to really charge that? No, because we want the restaurant to make money as well. You know, we don't want to take away all their money that they've been working so hard for, because the more money we can make them, the more money we'll make back in return. Okay. And then we have a 3-year payment where they pay for 3 years up front. We call that the unlimited plan because once they pay for 3 years up front, they give the entire program the rest of their life, basically. Okay, they can transfer once they sell the restaurant or whatever. But there's going to be 0% discount though. And one of my guys, he made a really distinct answer as to why. You know, because normally you offer somebody something, you know, and they buy it for a lot, it's a discount, right? But the thing is, they're getting it for life. That is their discount. They're not paying it for the 4th year, the 5th year, and the 10th year that they have it because the restaurant's going to be around for a long time. The Internet's going to be around for a long-ass time. It's not going to go away. It's nearly impossible for it to go away, okay? Now, after 2.0 is finalized, keyword finalized, meaning that we have all the features in place and additional things that we haven't even mentioned in here. All those things are in here. I believe it's probably going to be around the end of November when we finalize version 2.0. When we finalize 2.0, we're going to say, hey guys, we just finalized 2.0, we just released it. All right, now you have 30 days to close the rest of the deals. That means that everybody else can still fall into this category of getting yearly subscriptions with 15% discount or a 3-year paying up front and get 0% discount, which means it's lifetime, okay? But once 2.0 is released and 30 days later we say, hey, that's it, deadline's gone, you know, it's here and gone, no more. At that point in time, then you can only offer 10% discount every single year, like yearly subscription. And the guys, you get paid first, okay? Just so you guys are aware of that. When you're selling this program to restaurants, you get paid first. We don't get the money, we don't see the money until you get paid, all right? We're not going to offer a 2-year subscription anymore. Once 2.0 is finalized, we'll offer a 20% discount on a 3-year subscription. For some reason we want to do 3 years, fine. But then once we get to 5 years, that is their unlimited program. So they'll pay 5 years up front, and then they get it for life, okay? And 5 years, off the top of my head, we're looking at probably close to $7,000 at that point. Yeah, it's going to be much higher priced. The reason for that is, guys, some of these restaurants are paying out $7,000 every single month, okay? So they have the money to do it. I'm not saying that we're going to do that right away with our program at its current status. I'm saying we can do that later when we offer pretty much the whole world to them. Then, yeah, we want to take our money's worth. And even when you start charging them $7,000, it's going to cost you almost nothing to get the program to sell to them, okay? Anyway, let's just move on. I'll skip that. The pricing structure here is the current pricing structure, but look at just the monthly plans. The starter, professional, and corporate, that is the one that we're charging $19 a month, and professional we're charging $49 a month, and corporate where we charge $99 a month. Okay, so the discounted retail price is what you can offer, and then your cost for that, and then your profit. You don't have to offer a discount. You can charge them direct retail price. And in fact, once we release and finalize version 2.0, we're not going to give any discounts to these programs, okay? And I'm going to help you guys get these clients. Anyhow, so let's move on here. This is just examples. If you were to offer like 50% discount or something, then it's $17.82. Your cost one time for that client is $397 if you sell an unlimited plan, okay? So your profit would be $13.85. And again, you don't have to offer 50%. That's only if you do. But then if you offer them a whatever percentage, you'll get $24.54, okay? That's the money that you'll get back in your pocket. The only reason that we get $397 out of that client, every client that you sell for a limited plan, is just so that we have that money to keep running and taking care of that customer for you, okay? Because if we have you join us and then we make absolutely nothing from every single client that you bring in, we're going to shut down because we don't have the money to continue running, you know? There's additional services that we can provide whether you do it or we do it. All of these additional services, we don't actually approach the client. So let's say you bring the client in, you put them into the system. We don't contact them and say, hey, we can install your plugin, we can set up menu, blah, blah, blah. That's actually all yours. You can sell it to them and do it for them. You can keep 100% commission of that, okay? We say here your profit is 40%. That's only because we're doing it for you. So if you want us to do it for you, then yeah, that's what our charge is, and then that's what your profit is on the side. The only thing that we have to do for you is the POS integration. Our POS integration is going to be reserved until we release 2.0. So when you do join us, don't try to sell the POS integration, but it is coming after 2.0 is released, and that's really important. The reason for that is because the technology and a lot of these POS software out there in restaurants, they're outdated. They might not have the right software to handle what we need to do here. Because our entire system is literally developed in Cake PHP. Not many of you know what Cake PHP is, but it's just another programming language that we use. One of the most highly advanced programs there is out there besides like Ruby on Rails and stuff like that. So anyway, the POS integration is the only one that we have to do for you. Everything else you can do yourself. You can charge them. And for example, if they come to you, you want to offer them a social media marketing campaign, you can do that, keep 100%. You can sell them a website, a mobile website, whatever. That's all up to you. So what you're getting is this, guys, access to unique pricing leverage at $397. I already mentioned that. And when version 2.0 is finalized, it will become $497. Okay, so I'll just be upfront, tell you guys it's going to be $497 at that point in time. All of my past resellers that didn't upgrade the mastermind, they're actually going to have to pay $697. So be happy about that. Free copy of Splashmenu WordPress plugin, so you'll get that plugin that you'll be able to use for your own self to use as the demo and stuff. And then free reseller website with completed menu. I'll actually show you. We use a theme from the Rockstar. Okay, so there's a Rockstar theme. So basically the same menus that you saw in my demo. You'll be able to provide this to clients or prospects to come and take a look. So all the information is there as well. Go to order now, which they can see all this information on here. You can change everything. You can change the layout, the color, and this can be mobile friendly as well. If you're familiar with Rockstar theme, you can do all that. All right. Someone in Germany, I believe it's, let me see, /menu.de. I think DE is Germany. He changed out the theme. I hope it's working. I don't know what he's got. Anyways, oh, there it goes. It's loading now. There we go.
It is working.
That took a moment. I don't know. It's not my hosting, so don't look at me. But he actually translated everything. This is our old logo. We have a new logo now, obviously. And so he's selling this in Germany. So
Sweet.
you can use whatever theme you want and whatever. Just put in your own information. And I think he changed out some stuff, so that's why his is gone too. I think he used the early beta program. He's testing it for me. That's why we got to keep testing. Make sure everything's right before we release it to the public. All right, so what you're getting is also bonus number 1, forum access to discuss with other mastermind resellers. Bonus number 2, receive flyers and additional training. And one of my favorite flyers is this one. Let me drag it over. This is here, waited 30 minutes, got no service. Can you handle it? Very serious question. If your sales were to increase by as much as 20 to 30% more every month, could you handle the additional business? So we try to pre-qualify these people that are looking at the flyers, and then they can contact us via phone or our website and come and take a look at what we're doing, you know. Yeah, we put it out there real clearly that we have no contract with them, 0% transaction, blah, 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 you know. So it's all there. That was my favorite flyer. We have another one, and we're going to work on some more, but this one has been used in Singapore, and it's working pretty good. Did I mess up? Okay. Yeah, this one has been working pretty good. You just have to change out the logo. We have a new one. I won't read it, but you guys could access to this later. It's pretty sweet. Bonus number 3, your cost for unlimited plan stays at $4.97. I mentioned that instead of $6.97 for regular resellers. I actually still have regular resellers. I don't know why they wouldn't want to upgrade to Mastermind, but whatever, that's their loss. Maybe they're not receiving my email. I don't know. I know I had a lot of people upgrade, but oh well, for the ones that miss out. Bonus number 4, a copy of our quoting tool and ROI calculator. This is actually going to go away soon because once again, you know, like I said, I mentioned this, I started this last month, right? And I had masterminds that joined, and they actually had really good suggestions. One guy in particular, his name is Bob, and he said, hey, you know, since we're standardizing all of our pricing structure and all that stuff, why don't we put it on a website? You know, because if everybody has the spreadsheet, their own spreadsheet, then they might have it, you know, incorrectly, or they make changes in currency changes and all that stuff. Well, we're going to do that for you online. This is what it looks like now in the spreadsheet, and you'll still have access to it, so you can still play around with it. What you would do is, like, if you sell a particular location, one location, it'll show you the total right away. 3564 is the total for the 3 years. It's based on 3 years. That way you can get the unlimited license from them. If you want to charge them for installing the plugin, you can do that. Set up the menu. Oops, one. You know, additional items above 30. Say there's 50 photos, so then I'll put a 20 in here, and then it just shows you what amount that we're putting in here. If we're offering any discounts here as well. And it'll update here, show that $37.19 is the total investment for the client. If I go to ROI calculator, all this information is there. These are questions that you want to send to the restaurant before you do the presentation with them, and we actually cover that too. We have a telemarketing script. We have a guide to help you talk to the restaurants and what information you need to send out to them before you talk to them. So yes, we do have a pretty in-depth training session program put in place. And here you have the information filled in. For example, how many visitors do you get to your website per month? What is the average takeout and delivery ticket, so on and so forth. We ask all these different questions, and based on what they are ordering from us, their total gross daily return would be $190.40. Average monthly return would be $5,712. So days to recover their investment of $37.19 would be 19 days. 19 days they would have all that money back. Okay. And then ROI per month is 53.59%, and the ROI per year is 1,743%. Obviously, that will just increase over time, but it's pretty in-depth. And part of this calculator, you have an internal calculator where you can actually see how much you can possibly earn. Right now, we're based on one client, but let's say, hey, how much can I make if I brought in, say, 3 clients or something? If I remember correctly, I think I could change this number. Let's say 3 clients in a month. Yeah. Then out of 3 clients, I'd make $9,000 every single month based on that pricing structure. That's if I were to sell all of this. So let's just change this to 0. Okay, so it's 3564. We'll go internal calculator. Then that actually changes again. Okay, your cost here is $14.91. Out of that, that's it. And then if you have, like, say, you start bringing in like 2 clients a week, you're looking at what, 8 clients? $24,000 is what you can be making from this, and you're paying us only $3,900 after that. I mean, that's already taken out. All right, so total value and saving is already over $5,300 this year just to have all that I mentioned. There's a catch, guys. Reseller program is currently priced at $197 a month. That's $2,364 every year. And there's a limit to how many resellers I can accept because, like I said, I'm closing this down in October, and with Balaji and Joshua, this is it. You know, I do this webinar with you, and then whoever's on the list, that's it. Nobody else is going to join once I close the deal. No one can get access to it anymore. And then October, I close it out completely because I do have other webinars that I'll be doing, and you know, I would like to be honest about things. But once I close it, I'm never ever opening this up again because this opportunity is so huge. I want to keep it really closed in with those that want to make this work and really want to be able to build six-figure, maybe even seven-figure incomes with this. Okay, because we're talking about partnering with some large corporations, even POS companies that we're looking at. They're really interested in what we're doing as well. We're going to be partnering with them. Some of these POS companies that I know of, they have at least 500 restaurants that they have with their connection. I was like, holy crap, I'll take a few. And I even did the math for this. Take the math for this, for instance. 3.5%, if we close 3.5% of the client list from the merchant company that we'll be partnering with, it would take us over 28 years to close all of those deals currently. So based on their current list, it would take us over 28 years to close them at 3.5% because 3.5% is roughly 5,000 restaurants every single month. So if that's, I mean, every year, I'm sorry, I apologize. It's every year. So if it did take us that long, we have 28 years of business to work with, okay? Let me expand on something I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, okay, so you guys kind of get a clue of things. I already mentioned the highest sell is $242,000 from one client. Here's how we broke it down. We quoted for one location with all the works at a 50% discount for $22.74, and then quoted a new website design at $24.95, total of $47.69. Then charging $500 for each subdomain we duplicate. There's 100 plus locations, so that's where the 50,000 plus came from. 100 additional locations that we're adding on to their main location. That's why it's $2,900 a month. And about 50 locations with Facebook that they want. And then install plugins, set up menu, blah, blah, blah. $61,400 one time. And the remaining stuff, I know it sounds boring right now, sorry. Just going through the numbers so you can actually get to the end here, which is another $48.50 a month with will be ongoing for $58,200 a year, okay? So this reseller pockets, yeah, reseller, okay? I didn't do this deal, but I did go and present for him because this reseller never did offline marketing before. He didn't know how to present to the restaurant, and so he said, you know, hey, can you help me close this deal? I was like, yeah, I'll take 30%. I was like, okay. I was like, fine, I'll do it. So I actually went on and actually did the presentation for him. And, you know, it's funny, when you practice for a presentation for a client, sometimes you might have it set in your head, you're going to spend 30 minutes or an hour, depending on what type of presentation it is. Well, guess what? That presentation was like 15 minutes. Why? Because the way that prospect was responding. You know, sometimes when you're talking to somebody and depending on the way they respond, whether they say something or don't say something, that means a lot. That says a lot, okay? So you have to learn how to read what people are saying. And for me, instead of being an hour, he actually put aside an hour and a half for me, but I finished the whole thing in like 15 minutes because I didn't go over everything. I knew that this guy knew what was actually going to happen with online ordering, and he knew that he has to compete against these other chains that he's working against. So he's like, okay, let's go ahead and move on with this, you know. So I just jumped to the end with him. So basically, this reseller pockets approximately $189,800 and then $37,830 every year doing nothing. Get this, when I talked to this reseller at the beginning, I asked him, hey, what is your goal to earn for every single year? And he told me $40,000. That was his goal. So his yearly earnings would be met from this single client. Okay, once everything's coming through, the client finished paying for everything, he's going to continue getting $37,830 every single year. And on top of that, there's additional. The client said they have about 18 locations that they add every year. So it's like between 12 to 18 new locations. So every new location that we add on, we charge them for that as well. And here's their current website. Okay, we didn't design this. This is their existing current website. It's the Louisiana Famous Fried Chicken. And we started redesigning, and it's taken us a while to redesign because, man, he is hard to satisfy. That logo, it is ugly to me, but he wants to keep it. I was like, oh my God, we have to design everything around it. And I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about this one. This is the logo that he wants to keep. I was like, oh my God, it is terrible. But that's the branding that he built his business around. So we have to stick with that. It's like, fine, whatever, we'll do it. And so right now it's looking pretty cool. We'll probably have the site available and for the public to see probably by the end of this week. And I'm sorry for the noise. You guys probably hear noise. There's people doing the lawn outside right now.
No, don't hear it actually. You're good.
Okay, good, good. I hear it, so it's distracting me only. Okay. So yeah, that is crazy money. I know that kind of deal doesn't happen all the time, but the thing is, guys, these deals are still out there for the taking. A few weeks ago, I received in the mail, there was like this postcard, and it shows like, probably on the postcard it showed, I think, about 10 locations in my city area, which is Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I was like, oh wow, that's a lot of locations. And my wife's like, oh yeah, I ate that when I was little. I was like, oh okay. I was like, I never heard of these guys though. And so I started looking online, and I started doing some more research, because I want to offer them online ordering, right? I was like, hell, I'm not going to let this opportunity go by. So I went online, looked. They don't have online ordering. I was like, ooh, yes, 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 good. And then I started researching some more, and I was like, oh my God, this chain has over 3,000 restaurants in the United States. I was like, holy smokes. Of course, I use other words, but I was like, whoa. And I was just shocked. I was like, wow, I didn't know that there were other chains or restaurants out there that exist with so many different locations, and it's like, wow, so this is seriously a gold mine, guys, a gold mine that we don't even know that it existed out there. So if we can close this huge deal with one restaurant chain, I mean, that's a huge domino effect. That's a lot of money to be made right there. Now, would you like to be part of this revolutionary vision? Because a lot of things I put out to you guys are things that other dining networks and other online ordering programs do not yet offer. Many of them don't even think about of the ways that we're doing it too. The technology that we're doing, it exists in the market. Yes, anyone can do it, but are they doing it the right way? That's really what it comes down to. I mean, you can hire any programmer that has so-and-so amount of experience. Can they do it? Yeah, of course. But are they going to do it right? Okay. Normal price for access, you're looking at $23.64 per year, right? If we made a really cool special discount, it could be $9.97 per year. That's pretty darn fair, but while I have your attention, I might as well offer you the deal of the century, right? Because I am going to close this down. I'm going to bring anybody else in, right? So even if I drop the reseller program from $197 a month to $67 a month, it's still $804 a year, guys. So your limited time special offer now is $697 per year. But guess what? We're going to knock that out. Lifetime. It's a one-time payment, guys. Let's make this a lifetime because I want you guys in, and you're all that I want in. I don't want anybody else in once I close this whole program down because I just want you guys to be in here, and that way I can make this work. Here's the reason why I decided to go with bringing in offliners. Because one, if I hire sales reps, guess what? It's going to cost me more money to train them. It's going to cost me more money to pay them, all that stuff, right? So I'm smart. I'll explain. I can't fight against these multi-million-dollar companies by hiring my own sales team. I just can't. I can't handle it. I probably can't really even handle all the business myself. Even if, let's say, I finalized the deal with the merchant company and their offers all $142,000, but they said that we're going to test out certain cities first. We're going to start testing with 5 different cities first, and all of them are going to be in California. And California, there's a lot of restaurants over there. But that's our first target area that we're going to be working with. And guess what, guys? I don't want to have my sales reps do all the work because it's going to cost me more money. I can't keep up, right? By bringing you guys in, guess what? You're committed. You want this to happen because all that money, literally, almost 95% of the money goes back to you, all right? So, of course, you're going to work it. You're going to make this work like crazy because you're going to make it seem as if it's your life depends on it because you know what? It's going to make you so much more money. I'm not in this just to do this one night and then I'm done. This business I'm building into a multi-billion-dollar company as well. Okay, I'm not going to stop here and then be like, okay, I brought in some people to join me and then all right, I'm done. I'm stepping out by. No, I'm making this work because I truly believe in everything that we're doing. If you look in the industry now with online ordering, it is huge. It's growing. It's getting there. One person wrote 2 years ago saying that online ordering has finally reached its peak. I was like, that doesn't make sense, because online ordering is just barely starting now. If anything, it's barely hitting puberty right now, you know what I mean? Sorry, my alarm went off. It's just not possible. This thing is growing. It's going to be even larger next month. It's going to be even larger next year. And you want to be ahead of the wave. So many times people tell you, hey, what are you going to do when the opportunity comes knocking? You're going to answer? Well, yeah, you can answer, but you don't have to accept it, right? I'm not expecting everybody to accept it. But if you see what is happening right now in our industry in terms of restaurants, it is something that you don't want to miss out on, okay? And I do offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you look at the top there, you have the URL, which is splashmenu.com/bright. The password is invited, all lowercase, okay? So if you're here with me, go ahead and go there. But here's the thing, guys. Bonuses limited to only 15 masterminds today. And guess what? There's extra fast action bonuses. One of the things that I've stopped selling is a program that I wrote, or not really a program, it's a training program, I guess you would say. It's called the Closing Manuscript, and I teach people how to generate target leads and actually talking to clients and closing the deals and stuff like that. I have literally walked into a client's office in shorts, flip-flops, T-shirt with a pin, and a digital recorder. That's what I walked in with. I walked out with $2,500 check in my pocket. All right. You don't have to be dressed like like you're Superman or you're a totally businessman or whatever. You got to know what you're talking about when you go in and talk to these folks. And these are some of the things that I cover in my closing manuscript. I still have people to this day that will come up to me. Maybe they got it for free by a friend or something. I don't know. I'm not saying you should give it away because I'm not wanting to give it away. I'm actually keeping it private. That's why I stopped selling it. But people still come up to me and they say, man, this training is amazing. I can't believe it. So I've stopped selling it. Anyway, moving on. Power of online ordering, that's one of the PowerPoints that we have that we're going to be giving to you guys. There's 3 PowerPoints. One is it introduces online ordering, what it is about, why they should do online ordering. And the second part is actually presenting the Splashmenu program to them. And then the third one is where it shows from beginning to end, kind of similar to what I've just shown you guys in my presentation. This is a PowerPoint that I'm using. So you have something very similar to this. And then you'll have this as a bonus, which is a email series, an autoresponder series for restaurants and coffee houses. And then you'll also get Enrique's the mobile website templates and the door hanger image templates and also the window sticker thing. I don't know what you call it. Window sticker only, I guess. I don't know. And then you'll also get a free white label project management account with my program. Splash All is my program. We haven't released this to the public yet. We're going to release this probably next month. This program manages projects, clients, workers, sales reps, different tasks that we have behind the scenes. And it's called a white label because it's under my program, meaning that you can offer a lot of the services that I do now under your company name. So Balaji, you have your company name and you want to become a white label. You would log into the system, put your company name at the top, and then every time your clients or your workers log in, they'll see your company name, not mine. Okay? But if you were wanting to, you could offer the services that we have to your clients, and we do the work. So it's all transparent. They don't even know that we exist in there. We're just basically your workers. I'm your worker. I'm your employee, practically. And we would do the work behind the scenes. And, of course, you'll have the option actually to do everything yourself to keep 100% profit from it, and so that you can just keep it for yourself, right? So I saved the very best for last. This is the best bonus I can offer to you guys. The mastermind offer is $697, right, which gets you 10 times the value already. But what if I sweeten the deal by giving you some of this money back to you? Your very first client is free, okay? $697, and I'm literally giving you $397 back. What does that mean? That means to become a mastermind and a reseller to the system, get all of these bonuses, you're literally paying $300. Where in the world can you get, business in a kit or whatever, as big as this in such a huge industry where we are literally on the ground floor before anybody else even expects what's about to happen. Before, before Seamless and Grubhub actually merged, I didn't know about it, but I was thinking in my head before the time happened, I was predicting, it's like, man, if they merge, it's going to be a big problem. Not for me, but for them. That is literally the Achilles heel for them by merging. Because now, guys, they're going to charge the restaurants more. It's going to cost the restaurants even more to be part of it. People will think like, oh, now Yelp is getting into online ordering. Oh, my God, I'm scared to death. I can't get into this industry. No, that is the exact reason why you should get into this industry, because they're screwing it up. They're screwing it up big time. They're going to be charging the restaurants out the butt. And it's like, hey, look. You see these guys doing online ordering, right? So you know it works. Okay. You want to be part of the network? Don't worry about it. You want to offer online ordering on your website? Great. Think about this. What if you could do exactly what they do but have 0% transaction fees? And they just stare at you. It's like, whoa, what? Yeah, 0% transaction fees. You keep that money for yourself. The thing that you need to cover are your merchant fees, your credit card processing fees, or if you use PayPal, whatever. Those are the fees that you cover. But we charge you nothing else on that. And they'll be staring at you. They're like, oh my God, you're a saver. Okay? And the dining networks, like I said, it's at least 8%, but our dining network is going to charge only 4%. Okay? That is huge. They'll be introduced into our dining network for free. They don't pay anything for that. Again, bonuses limited to only 15 masterminds today. $697. And I want every capable decision makers and success seekers to be able to join me on this ground floor. Okay? We're going to go ahead and open this up for questions. And let's see if you guys have anything. I'm sure you do.
Good stuff, Kevin. First of all, thank you. I didn't even know half of what this system could do, even though we've had several conversations about it. So you've been holding back on me, man.
I have to hold back. There's even more. Even what I just presented to you guys, there's even more. We have to do this because that's the only way that we're going to take down these guys. It doesn't matter if you're in Europe. You know, I love it if you're in Europe, actually, like in the UK, Germany, and stuff. They have Just Eat and Hungry House, right? There's some other ones, some other small ones. But the thing is, what they're doing there, I don't know their exact transaction fees, but I know they're very similar to Seamless and Grubhub because you know what? Guess what? Seamless and Grubhub, they're one of the first ones out there that's been doing it. And so they just based what they do based on what they saw. You know what I mean? They mimic what they saw. And it's like, oh, they're doing that in the United States. I'll do it over here in Europe. Oh, I'll do it here in Australia. Great. And they think, oh, this is perfect, right? But no. This is where they're screwing up, guys. We have to get in on this now. And once I close this thing, that's it for you guys.
Okay,
and,
so
for your information, sorry to cut you.
No, go ahead, please.
For your information, it's 8% down here.
8%.
Yeah, I think Just Eat.
Oh, Just Eat is 8%.
Yeah.
Is that the minimum or is that throughout?
Yeah, that's the minimum. That's the minimum.
Okay, yeah, it goes up, right?
Yeah, it goes up. Yeah.
I guarantee they are based on exactly like how Grubhub and Seamless is, where the more they pay, the higher they rank.
Correct.
Low Yellow Pages, they're doing great, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to be part of that network to be like, oh, I'm not paying enough, so I'm not going to be seeing enough customers. And if you, for example, you go to look up more information about OpenTable, guys, look, if you're sitting on the fence right now, just jump in already. Just jump in and then do the research, and you're going to find out, like, oh my God, this is huge. And if you do some research on OpenTable and how like restaurants are really satisfied with what they're doing, they're not. They're losing money, guys. Like they keep thinking like if people would order, if they use this dining network or the online reservation network, they'll get the clients and the clients will come back to them, right? Well, guess what? All these dining networks and reservation sites, what do you think they're doing? They are advertising for the customers to come back and use their network, not go directly to the restaurant because they make, not only does the customer get more benefits by using the network, but the dining networks get more profit out of that. But the restaurant loses money out of that, okay? And here's another thing. Some of these restaurants that join these dining networks, you know what website they put up? They have this long-ass URL that one of my guys had pointed out. He was driving down the street one time, and he didn't catch the actual name, but all I remember was that it was like a really long URL, and then it's like a slash to blah, blah, blah. So when people go to that URL, they're seeing other restaurants that is being promoted there. You know, and so the restaurant could have, if they had a website, they literally could just send people to their website, get orders from their existing customers or new customers that have just found them, right?
Hey,
and
Kevin.
make money from that.
Hey, Kevin. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
so,
go ahead.
Folks are saying that they need a password for.
Yeah, it's invited. Invited, all lowercase.
Invited, all lowercase.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Again, I have a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you're not happy with it, ask for your money. Go ahead. You know, I do hope that you can at least give it a shot. Go out there and try to present some of these things. You know, learn more about the program, learn about the industry, and go out there and do it. and try it before you say, hey, I can't do this. And if you can't, that's okay. That's all right. It's not for everybody. But if you're capable, you're willing, please join. All right, what questions we got?
All right. Somebody was asking about split payments. I think you already talked about that.
Actually, I didn't talk about it, but it's on that page.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so there are a few people that are asking about whether there are split payments.
Yes.
So I guess if you go to splashmenu.com/bright, B-R-I-G-H-T, and the password is invited, all lowercase, then Kevin has extended a payment plan on there, which is great. There's another question. What about Canada? We've talked about the U.S. We've talked about the U.K. Any insight into Canada?
What about it? I mean, what do you want?
Are there existing networks there now? Will the Splashmenu system work in Canada?
It will work in any location. It doesn't matter. When we start doing translations, of course, we'll have it in additional countries. Right now, we want to focus on countries or restaurants that do English mostly. Okay, that's our target right now. But in terms of other online networks, I stopped researching. There is a list that we have in the forum that you can look at. And once in a while, people ask me, hey, what about this network? Oh, what about this program? I point out all the problems that they have. And it's not an insecurity. It's like, oh, we don't have issues. The thing is, we learn from other people's mistakes. We look at and see what they've done wrong, and we make it better. We fix it, and we make it better. And that's the reason why we're under the radar right now. We don't want anybody to know about us, and because by the time they know about us, it's too late. Because if they try to compete against us in terms of pricing, do you think these dining networks can stop charging 8%, 10%, 14% down to, what, 4%? It's not possible. They'll go bankrupt. But slowly and surely, I will start taking their money away. And so will you guys, because you guys will be part of it. What other questions?
Makes sense. Tim is asking, what is the minimum that we can offer this service for? So what's the minimum you think restaurants are willing to pay for this? And a couple of people did ask a similar question, as in what kind of revenue can we expect, what range are we expecting, and so on.
Okay. Let's see. Well, keep in mind, guys, we have this like a monthly plan for them if for some reason they don't want to buy the unlimited plan. Our goal right now is to sell them unlimited plans only. If for some reason they don't take it, they're like, hey, it's too much for some ridiculous reason, fine. And say, hey, we have these monthly plans that you can join as well. So this will help rack up your ongoing monthly revenue because our target right now when we do unlimited plans is that you'll make more money up front, okay? In terms of what's the lowest, I don't want to go too far in terms of charging low, but what I do recommend if you're going to do something low, maybe do 50% for your first client, or you can even give it away for free because you're getting your first client for free anyway. That's up to you, but I'm just saying. But if you bring them in real cheap, you can put whatever amount you want for your first client, okay? After that, please, please, please stick with the unlimited plan pricing, which is $3,500 or so. Stick with that pricing. And again, if they don't accept it, fine, give them monthly plans. Because over time, once we're done selling the unlimited plan, we want you to start working on the monthly plan so you can have a really high residual every single month, because over time you're bringing in like 10, 20 restaurants every single month. By the end of the year, you're looking at tons and tons of money, and you're doing absolutely nothing for the next 5, 10 years.
Makes sense, makes sense. Phil is asking, Kevin, when is version 2 likely to be released? Do you have a sense?
Like I said, it's in about 2 weeks. Let me take a look at the calendar. Let's see. I want to say around the 11th or the 14th of October. I'm leaving for an event on the 17th. I'm actually flying out to Colorado for the local marketing summit or local marketer summit. But it should be done before I leave for that trip.
Makes sense, makes sense. Excellent. Also, let's see. Sherry has a question. She's asking whom she should call, basically what your help desk information is, because she has some questions that she wants
Yeah,
to ask there.
you can send an email directly to help@splashmenu.com, or you can go to splashmenu.com and click on any contact or support button up top there.
Good. And Brad is asking, are you offering protected territories?
No, not at this time. I can't offer protected territory. Um, it's just so vast that I don't think we need to do some sort of territory at this point in time.
That makes sense.
Sorry, I closed that out.
That makes sense. And then a few people were asking about seeing this on a mobile, if you have like a QR code or something so they could see this on a mobile device.
Yeah, want me to pull that thing back up again? Here's the mobile simulator. You can scan this here.
Those look great. I love the happy bees. That looks great.
Again, for those that missed it, I apologize, but I actually messed up the menu thing, so the images are missing right now, but this is how it's supposed to look on an iPad. I actually took a picture of it in an iPad and then put it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
But here's the QR code again, or you can go directly to it, which is beta.splashmenu.com. And it's going to be completely mobile friendly. We just haven't released it to everybody yet. We're still testing in the background. Our main thing, I guess, well, I should have shown this, huh? Let's see. One of the things that we're working on and showing people is the new layout that we're coming out with. This is the new layout that we're going to do for Splashmenu. Is where it's going to have the restaurant's name here, their address, their rating, their phone number. This icon needs to go away. That's another thing that we were doing. It'll show their map and other information in here. They can go from single view to dual view, so they can split the menu in half. And they can check out with their information all stored right there. Customer reviews will be here as well. What you'll really want to see is, let me actually go to it right here. This is our dining network that we're still working on. Currently, when people go to it, it'll pull up their geolocation. So my geolocation is around this area, and I could click on a restaurant, and I'll get information about it. And then I can even list restaurants here as well. So go in ascending, descending order, go filter by distance or delivery time to see how long, these restaurants might take to deliver to me, or how far they are away from me if I decide to go drive out there. We filter by cuisine, food type. There's other general filters. We can scroll down and see what else there are down there. This is incomplete right now. We actually have to clean it up a little bit, but you can kind of get the idea. We have price range. We have the user rating. One of the main things you have to understand about our dining network is that we're not going to accept any restaurant that has less than a 3-star rating. If their ratings fall below a 3-star, we're going to kick them out of the network. The reason for that is the simple fact, look at our competition. It makes Seamless, it makes Grubhub, it makes Eat24 Hours look really bad. If you're coming there to order, and even though it says 4 stars or 5 stars, and you're ordering there and it's just complete crap, that's a reflection back on the dining network, and I don't want that in our network. I don't want people to say, hey, I don't want to order from here anymore because they have crappy restaurants. And that's what's happening with these other dining networks, and that's going to kill them. And we have this section to explain how it works, who we are, and the best whatever is most popular for that week. It'll just pop out and show what people are loving to eat. We'll have the section for recent reviews, splashy updates, new restaurants that joined us, so that'll be updated pretty often. And then the footer is normal. We'll have a mobile app for Android and for iPhones, so that'll all be there. I don't think my developer has finished it, but let me just take a look. Anyway, oops, yeah, I'm messing this thing up. Yep, he might be still working on it right now. I don't know. Yeah, he's probably working on it right now because I wasn't doing that before. Yeah, he's messing with it. I'm sorry, guys. Right, I'm going to get off of here now. basically what's supposed to happen if I clicked on that icon to view menu or text to view menu, it'll look something like this. It'll be a light box, and then it'll show the items, the ratings for each individual item, and the checkout stuff. When they start adding items to the cart, it'll have a recommendation. This is actually going to be utilized in Splashmenu as well, not just Splash Dining, so that they can see what else is being recommended for them to buy. And then we'll have other restaurants here. The reason we have other restaurants directly here in this particular case is that they're listed in their filter, you know. So based on the filter, if like you go to, well, I don't want to do it because I might mess up more stuff. But let's just say there's a lot more restaurants there, right? It'll list all these different restaurants on that page. So you can go to these restaurants and see what else they want, what else they offer for the customer. And if I wanted to, I can add the items from each one of these restaurants if I wanted to, you know. Not that I would, but that particular instance does happen. For example, I'm actually going over to my in-laws next week, no, this Sunday. This Sunday I'm going over to my in-laws, and I'm going to be ordering pizza, but we're actually going to order some other stuff too. If those places had offered online ordering, I can order it from multiple restaurants at one place and have them both delivered to the location. You know, this throughout the week, actually, people have been telling me, hey, you know, I had this get together, and, you know, somebody wanted this, and I wanted this, and then somebody else wanted something else. Well, hell, if you could just go to one place and order from, like, these 3 restaurants or whatever, right, and they all deliver to your location, that would make life a lot easier, you know. It's something small, but I think it's a huge impact when it comes to convenience for people.
Excellent stuff.
Sorry,
Yeah.
long explanation.
No, this is really good stuff. This is really interesting, and I'm getting into it as well. So this is really good. Phil is asking, how will Splashmenu integrate with the store's POS, their point of sale?
Oh, great question. Yes, we're going to be doing POS integration with them. We need them to have some software that's more up to date. I mean, if they're before like 1999. More than likely, we can't integrate with them because their technology is so old and out of date, you know. But if their technology is at least after 2000, I think, then their software is at least up there to where we can integrate with them. And the way that will work, guys, is that when orders are made on the website, it'll update on their POS machine, and that way it'll print out their receipts at their receipt printer. And then if they have a kitchen printer attached to that POS, it'll print out in the kitchen printer as well. Okay, so that's what the POS integration means. If they were to like do the orders right there on the POS machines, it'll actually update on the network as well, so that we have it all in place. So it'll constantly be equal to each other in terms of online with their admin settings and the statistics in the back, and also the local POS machines. Okay, I might embarrass myself here, but let me see. I don't know if no, I don't have the URL. Hang on. We actually have our own POS machine that we've been testing and researching right now. I just got to look for it. Give me just 30 seconds. Okay, here it is. I'll just skip right to it. This is our POS machine. I have one of my developers that's working on this.
Ooh.
And you'll see this pop up. I don't know how clear it is to you guys, but the angle's wrong, so the color's off. But bam, our logo is going to pop up right there. We're also going to be testing with our GSM printer, meaning like if they don't have a POS, it's okay. What's going to happen with our GSM printer is that when orders are made online, it'll send a text to this machine that connects to a cellular network. So they could pay like $10 a month or $15 a month extra on top of their phone line. And it'll send that machine a text, and it'll print out the receipt of what was ordered online. So that's a great solution to POS alternatives. And in about 2 months, we're going to have a new GSM printer. Currently, on the market, they just have that one GSM printer where it'll connect to a cellular network. But in about 2 months, we're going to have a new one coming out where it connects to Wi-Fi. It's about $100 more because the GSM printer is $200, but the new version is going to be $300 to purchase that. And of course, you guys are going to get to make money off of that. There's a lot of services that we're adding on that you guys will be able to make money from. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'm coming up with a lot of different ways. But anyway, with Wi-Fi, that obviously It's $100 more, but they make the money back if they already have Wi-Fi connection in their restaurant.
Good stuff. Good
Does
stuff.
that answer your question?
Yeah, if you want more detail, yeah, go ahead and ask a follow-up. That would be awesome. Ray is asking if there will be a replay. We're recording right now. Hopefully, the GoToMeeting gremlins don't show up, and we'll have a replay for you. We have another question for you, Kevin, because we've had issues before.
Yeah.
This is a question about one of the features you showed earlier on
Yes.
regarding the auto submission of reviews to
Yes.
review sites. That is just a bad feature. But the question is, what review sites does the software submit to, and do these sites allow? How do they get around? Because I know these sites are really picky about individuals submitting versus to prevent fake reviews. So how does that work?
Right. It's all about authentication, though. We've researched it, and if we actually have the ability to authenticate it that it came from an actual person, because it will actually integrate with their accounts from the customers. Like the customers that they'll have an account with some of these local places. Mm-hmm. If we can't get it to authenticate, then of course we can't get it to post. Mm-hmm. So it has to be authorized.
Got you. Okay. Excellent. Don,
same thing like with
go ahead.
our Facebook. Sorry to cut you off, but the same similar instance is with our Facebook. One of the features that we'll be coming out with in 2.0 is that as a customer, you would be able to share your food item on Facebook, right? Let's say you share a certain ingredients that you use, like to build your pizza or whatever else, right? And you'll be able to indicate that you got that from a particular restaurant. Well, if your friends go there and use that to order that same sandwich or that same pizza or whatever it is that you recommended, the customer will also get some sort of like coupon or whatever stuff, benefits that you want to offer them as a restaurant owner, But that's one of the features that we'll be having as well, so that customers can share what they've eaten.
That is cool. I mean, folks already actually do that. Half the pictures that I see in my thread are right. People are taking pictures of. My brother does that all the time.
Yeah. That's
funny. Okay. Donna's asking, is group ordering going to be a feature?
Yes, it is. Dang it! Why are you asking me? I wasn't gonna give the answer to that.
I told you. Listen, our folks ask fantastic questions. Well done, Donna.
That's great. Yeah. Man, this is supposed to be secret, man.
Let's see what else we can find out.
Let's try not to give these things away. But yes, group ordering is coming. One of the other features, I mean, Domino's just barely came out with it. Like, they think they're so genius. Which is just saving the order so you can go in and reorder the past orders. That's it. Like, whoa, you're so smart. Like, why didn't you do that before?
Yeah, I always order the same.
Get the hell out of here.
I always order the same toppings.
Yeah, you also always order the same stuff. But yeah, Domino's finally like, oh look, you ordered this before, you can order it again. Well, why didn't you do that like 5 years ago or something? Jeez. You think you're so smart. But anyway, one of the group orderings that we're doing is actually going to allow us to, or customers to make deposits into their accounts. We're going to have like a financial account. We'll get, the PCI authorization and all that stuff so that we can actually have credits put into our system where the customer can have that money in their account, right? They can send it to their friends or their family. Like, you can add your family members into your account. And think about this. If you order food for your family all the time, I buy stuff from Subway with my wife. Every time we order from Subway, guess what? She writes down the list. Or when I was in the Navy, every time we went somewhere, they would order the same stuff. But what? We're going to keep the same sheet of paper every single time? Hell no. So we asked them, hey, what do you want this time? It's the same stuff every single week, every single time we order. But what's nice about our system that we're going to do is that when customers want to do that, they can add additional people into their system. Whether family members or colleagues, it'll function kind of like a social media network almost, where, like say Balaji, Joshua, we're all going to go hang out at some place. Let's say we have a picnic somewhere or a get together or something, right? And say, hey guys, Balaji, Joshua, don't worry about it. I'm going to go order the food for you. And then Balaji and Joshua was like, oh yeah, but I'll pay for it though. Okay, fine. So then I could actually be able to link both Balaji and Joshua in there where I order their food that they're always ordering, but I'm doing it for them, right? it'll send a authorization code to Balaji and Joshua to say, yep, I authorize this, go ahead and pay for it. It'll pull out of your account. I'm letting that sink in for a moment.
Wow.
So we're building a very huge network of things. You know, I didn't want to mention all that, but since it's brought up, I might as well be honest about it. There's just a lot that we're going to do behind the scenes.
This is fantastic stuff. Richard is asking if customers will be able to track their orders.
Yes, they will be able to track their orders. Currently, they'll be able to receive email notifications of the order. Pretty soon, they're going to be receiving text messages. That is on us. We don't charge the restaurants for text messages. We're going to cover those expenses. So that's one of the things. And then, again, I mentioned, you know, they're going to receive QR codes. Gosh, I really don't want to mention more. I really don't, but I'm itching. I'm itching so bad right now. Like I said, like if you guys are even sitting on the fence, just join in now. I'm telling you, if this doesn't get you, I don't know what will. Okay, what we're doing now is we're gonna be tapping into airport restaurants. Okay.
Airports.
We have an in. We have an in at multiple restaurants right now. So get this. Before you fly out to your next destination, you're at your airport A. You know, you're going to destination airport B. Before you get there, guess what? You find out your connection flight is only 30 minutes in between there. You know, that's not a lot of time, and that happens every single day. You know, every year you have people that's traveling, and they hate the food that's on the airplane. They hate it, so they want to eat some food at the restaurants inside the terminals, right? Well, you don't have the time. So what if you could order before you get to that terminal or that airport, right?
Stop.
Or you order online on the flight, because while you're in flight, it's okay to use your phone, right? It's only when you land. I mean, it's been a while since I've flown. Maybe somebody can correct me.
You're right.
I know that they have.
Right.
Okay. I thought I was wrong for a moment there, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, you use your phone to access things once you're flying. But once they're landing or flying, like taking off, then, yeah, your phone has to be turned off, all electronics to be turned off and stuff like that. I'm not sure. So, again, somebody could correct me. But I know that they have internet access on the airport, on the airplanes as well. So it's all still there. But imagine being able to order before you fly down. And guess what? With our PNS, when you land, they're like, oh, they're here. I'm going to go ahead and deliver this to the terminal. Or when you come up to the restaurant, they're like, oh, you're here. Here's your food. Instead of standing in line again, you just pull out your phone with a QR code. They'll just scan the phone, right? And it's like, oh, yep, this is yours. Thank you very much. Goodbye. You're on your way. So forget landing and then standing in line trying to order your food. Forget that.
Wow.
That's one of the new things that we're coming out with. That's where the technology comes from, and we have it in the airport restaurants and so on and so forth. There's even more.
See, I'm not even going to mention that one to my wife because she's going to want that to be in place like yesterday.
I know, right?
If you've ever traveled with young kids,
Oh
especially
my
at
God,
Christmas time.
Yeah, perfect example right there. If you could just order online before you get to the place, you know? Or have it delivered to you in a terminal. That's even better. I'm so excited for that. I would order it even if I have like 3-hour, you know, layaway, whatever you call it. Yep, bring it to me. Yep, that's mine. Scan the phone. Yep, this is yours. Goodbye.
This is revolutionary stuff, and it's amazing that I've not seen this level of functionality and usability and convenience for the customer.
The technology
anywhere.
exists. The technology exists. Just people don't know how to put it all together.
They haven't put it together.
You know? Yeah. The puzzle pieces are there. Let's just put it that way. The puzzle pieces are there, but they don't know what it's supposed to look like. That's why they don't know how to put it together.
Wow.
Damn, that's pretty good. That's a good one.
This is good stuff. This is great information. Guys, what do you think about it? Have you guys gotten a lot of value from Kevin sharing with us today? Has this been useful to you? Give me a big yes. Let's give Kevin a big yes. If you've gotten a lot of big value, a lot of aha moments, a lot of epiphanies from this conversation. Yes. Richard said yes. Rich says yes. Ray says great information. Phil says yes. Ivan says yes. Raymond says yes. Rico says great stuff. Rick says very interesting. It's just coming on and on. The screen is scrolling up. Barb says yes. Donna says very interesting. Warren says good info. Thanks so much, guys. Listen, Kevin, I'm just going to have to pull you off the stage because we're going on 2 hours. We never go this long. Folks are hanging on. Graham says great stuff. This is good stuff, man. I mean, I actually will have to tell my wife some of this stuff because this is like a science fiction movie to me.
I know. I mean, it is crazy. It is beyond what anyone has ever thought of. And when I say that, I mean that, and it's actually true.
Very impressive. I can't even say I wish I thought of it because honestly, if I thought of it, I still couldn't build it. I still couldn't do it.
It's a lot of work.
I'll just be happy to say, yeah, Kevin. Yeah, I know Kevin. I know Kevin. So this is good stuff. Let me make sure everybody has that link one more time. Ronald, Ronald, thanks for your comment. He says great stuff. I will share the link right now. Guys, if this is for you, if you feel like this is something that would fit into your business and you can make this work, jump in. You know, Kevin has a great support program. You can try it out to make sure it is for you. And there's a payment plan as well because, you know, sometimes that is a bit easier for folks, and that's totally understandable. So go ahead, go to splashmenu.com/bright. And I'll tell you what, I want you all, today's Thursday, usually my family, Friday is when we order pizza. So, you know, whether it's today or this weekend, I want you to order some pizza online and just tell yourself that this is going to be one of the last times that you're ordering without, because the next time you order, that business better have the Splash Menu system in place.
Yeah, more details later. There's much to say.
See, I bet you if we ask more questions, we could learn even more stuff.
No, don't ask more questions. I can't give it all away.
This is good stuff. Well, right. Kevin, thank you so much. Thanks for this couple of hours. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. What we're going to have a bonus for you all, so I'll be emailing you the bonus, and we'll also
password.
Oh, sorry.
For the site. Password for the URL. Some people might not know that, especially if this is on a replay.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So the URL is splashmenu.com/bright, B-R-I-G-H-T, and the password is invited, all lowercase. Invited is INVITED. As you can see, Kevin doesn't want folks to just discover that URL and jump in because he really does not want thousands of folks. He doesn't need thousands of folks in this system. He needs some very well-educated and well-qualified offline consultants, and you guys are part of the chosen few. So if this is for you, if you feel like this could fit, go ahead and jump in and kick the tires and test this thing out. Kevin, is there anything else? Did we cover it all?
We covered a lot, more than I wanted to.
You didn't answer my question as to whether there's anything else, but that's okay. You've been here 2 hours. I'm going to let you slide on that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And, guys, we'll see you a little bit later. But go ahead and go to splashmenu.com/bright, and the password is invited. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful Thursday evening. We'll see you shortly. Bye-bye now.
Peace.
And bye, Joshua.